Yes, so globally, population rates are declining. We're seeing declining fertility right across the world and in all regions. And also, right here in Bangladesh, we can see that fertility is declining. What's very interesting in Bangladesh is that we have a significant proportion of the population that is 60 years old and older. And so that is a very important thing for us to take note of and make sure that we're also thinking and planning to care for this older group in Bangladesh. But at the same time, you have 176 million people in this country, of which half of those are women, and a significant proportion of them are young people. So this gives us a really important information and guides us in terms of where we need to invest, so that we can reap what we call demographic dividends, so that we can reap all of the benefits from the population as it stands here in Bangladesh. The main message of World Population Day 2025 is that the real crisis, the real fertility crisis, is not about whether we have too many or too few births. It's about whether people and whether systems are supporting people, women, young people, to choose if, when and how many children that they want to have on their own terms. The report and the World Population Day 2025 theme, it really encourages us to stop talking and trying to fix fertility solutions. We have to move away from that and instead invest in rights and choices, making sure that systems and society and our world offers those choices. Let's think about a situation here in Bangladesh. Let's think about that young adolescent girl that's living in a rural village in Bangladesh. That young girl, she has very limited ability to meet her reproductive intentions and choices. She's young, she's likely poor, she's not in school, she hasn't had access to life skills education, so her ability to know and understand how to prevent herself from an unintended pregnancy it's a real risk for her. Access to adolescent youth-friendly services, they're very limited. So she's not been able to go and reach a provider and talk to them. So she's likely pregnant, and that pregnancy puts her at risk even of death, of maternal mortality. It puts her at risk of a morbidity like obstetric fistula, because a child is not meant to be a mother. A child is meant to go to school, a child is meant to grow and to develop and to reach her full potential. Then let's think about a young woman that's working here in Dhaka, in a big city like Dhaka. She's working, but she hasn't had a lot of education, and she's not able to earn the money that she needs to look after the children that she might want. There's a lot of societal pressures on her, and that also really affects her mental health and her mental well-being. She's being pressured to have children, but the financial pressures are just not there. The financial pressures are there, and they're not enabling her to have the children that she wants. So what you can see from in our report is that it's really calling us to ensure that systems right across our social sectors, our economic sectors, our education and health, that we're really enabling women and young people to make these choices, these reproductive choices, and reach their life aspirations. So on World Population Day, UNFPA really encourages Bangladesh and right across the world that we make investments in adolescents and youth. You really have an incredible opportunity here in Bangladesh if together we make these investments. At the moment, we have a large proportion of the population that is not in education, that is not in training, and that is not in employment. And this is wasted potential. So we must really come together and try to make these investments to ensure that they reach their full potential. Also making sure that we address adolescent pregnancy and child marriage. It's not possible for a very young couple to manage a family when they're still children, both for boys and for girls. This is not a responsible future that they're going to be offering to their child. So we must make those investments. UNFPA, we work hand in hand with the government of Bangladesh, with UN partners, and also with civil society to really support young people to reach those reproductive intentions and their life aspirations. We have worked with the government of Bangladesh on the national population policy, also on the national youth policy, and we've also worked on the national family planning strategy. So at the policy level, we are really trying to support you, Bangladesh, in that work to really make an inclusive society and to reap the full potential of young people and of all in your society. On top of that, UNFPA, we've worked a lot on with you, and you should be very proud of the work that you've done on strengthening midwifery. Midwives are able to offer 90% of sexual and reproductive health services. So this is a really wonderful investment that you've made, and UNFPA supports the deployment of those midwives across the country to offer quality sexual and reproductive health services. That also saves lives. Saves the lives of adolescents, saves the lives of mothers, and the lives of newborns. So these are very important things that we've been working on together. So on the 11th of July every year, together with the government of Bangladesh, UNFPA celebrates World Population Day, and we try to highlight the most pressing population trends around the world. So this year, the theme is empowering young people to create the families they want in a fair and a hopeful world. So let us shine the spotlight on the young people of Bangladesh. Let us shine the spotlight on their hopes and their intentions, and let us make the investments that are needed to help them reach those dreams and aspirations. At UNFPA, we work to deliver a world where every pregnancy is wanted, every childbirth is safe, and every young person's potential is fulfilled. Because at UNFPA, everybody counts.